All right, hello everybody. My name is Queen, and today we're sitting with the author of The Sins of Our Fathers, as well as some of the contributors to the book. So, what we're trying to do is to get you up to speed about what the book is on, as well as give you information and just get into the mind of the contributors as well as the mind of the author. What was he thinking? What led about to the book? etc. So in this very short period, we're going to be giving you some information, so stay with us. So hi Jide.
Hi.
So
Queen.
you're going to introduce yourself. So
Jide Pomary, yeah.
Okay, and then we have the beautiful Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah.
And then we have...
Hi, Femi Ajekigbe is my name.
All right, so thank you everybody. So in case you're wondering, Jide is the author of the book Sins of Our Father. Sarah is a contributor, and then Femi here is also a contributor, and I'm a talker. So yes, let's get to it. So we have some questions, and like I said earlier, we're just trying to get people to understand what the book is about, what the mind of the author is, as well as just understanding what it is. So when you're picking up the book, you're able to say, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm supposed to be expecting, this is what speaks to me. I had a conversation with him yesterday, and we had almost a 2-hour conversation talking about it. We had some back and forth. Some things felt like, okay, I get it. Something like, I didn't understand that. I didn't look at things from that perspective. And that's what it's going to do to you. It's going to make you understand some things, allow some things settle into you, as well as raise questions on your inside. I mean, some of us here are going to be fathers. We're going to be mothers to fathers and stuff. So this is actually a very good book, I believe, for everybody. So my first question is going to be to Sarah. So Sarah, I'm going to ask you, something must have happened when, Jide came to me to say, I want you to contribute. And I've looked. You contributed to 6 of 7 chapters. That's amazing. So, what initially drew you to contribute to the book?
Okay, thank you. So I'm honored to be here. Thanks to Jide, and I appreciate everyone here. So, Sins of Our Fathers, and if you'd observe, it's an irony. So it's really praising fathers and appreciating fathers. And from what I've observed so far in our generation, it seems as though fathers are not given the credit. They carry a lot of burden, and then it seems like, it's just their role, they should do it. So I felt good when he told me about it, because I understand that the project of the book is to highlight what fathers are doing, to appreciate fathers and to say thank you. So that's how I feel, and I believe that everyone that has a copy of the book will get to appreciate that, and it will be a roadmap for aspiring fathers also.
Interesting. That's a very good one. Femi, what do you have for me? Same question.
Oh, well, when Jide approached me that he would be writing a book, and I said, wow, fantastic, that's good. I'll be very proud. Okay, so what's the title of that book? The Sins of My Fathers. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Right? What do you mean by Sins of Our Fathers? And when he broke it down for me, explained to me, I said, wow, that's fantastic. Because, like she rightly said, fathers are not given that credit. They are not given that enough credit. The world just believes that, it's their role, it's their responsibility. You're a father. Get to it. But, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. And it's a fantastic book. It's a lovely book. And very well done to the author of the book.
All right. So, as you can hear, okay, so actually, you want to start this debate. You say that Mother's Day, there are 20 Mother's Day in the world, and there's only one father. You should relax, chill. Okay. Anyway, it's actually good that we're using a book to be able to, express what fathers do. Their roles seem silent, but that it is silent does not mean it's not existing. Yeah, it's silent, but they are very good. They are the planters of the seed. Without them, women nurture and they carry, but somebody had to plant the seed and give it to the planter.
Saying.
And that's actually very amazing. So you can
Say
imagine.
it out loud.
Okay. They say I should tell people that fathers are the planters of the seed. So thank you, daddies. Thank you, fathers. We appreciate you. This is what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to ask Jide this question first before I move to our contributors, to say that, what central message were you hoping to convey through this work?
All right. Thanks, Queen. By praising or giving a tribute to our parents, fathers specifically, the central message was to take when they say something is good, to take all the good things from these our fathers, improve on it, and then it becomes a blueprint for the younger generation. And then the third one will be that you did not do well by virtue of father-child relationship. It sort of steers your mind, gets you thinking like, oh, my child cannot say this of me. And then we hope that, the Holy Spirit takes it up from there, and it's that's where the book is actually going to land, which is redemption, reconciliation, and forgiveness. Because such a father cannot roll back 20 or 30 years that has been wasted. But if this book lands in their end, what is the best that can happen? Perhaps it's just maybe forgiveness.
All right, great.
Yeah.
All right, so talking about planting, I know we just said a few seconds ago, that fathers are planters. There's this quote that, people that are environmentalists, they say, the best time to have planted a tree was 10 years ago, the next best time is now. So while we cannot roll back 20 years to fix what has been done, you can start now. A father who cannot take back 20 years of his child's life can say, I'm trying to be present now, and I've seen this, and I'm hoping and aiming for forgiveness and hoping to start building new strings of relationships. So that was very profound. Thank you so much, Jide. So Femi, I'm going to ask you, what I'm trying to say to you is that, were there any theme, in this whole book? I mean, there's been a couple of, some here and there, some, chop. But were there any theme of the book that, kind of like, where you're like, oh, this one, I'm not very sure how to go about this. So I'm trying to say that maybe let me pick a very nice quick one. Maybe on that leadership, leading, responsibility. You were like, I'm not sure what angle to go from here. Did you have any moment like that?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I do. I mean, I do. There was quite a lot of back and forths in trying to also put out there my own opinions and my thoughts, especially when it comes to my father. My father is someone that it takes being a leader very, very seriously. I mean, it takes it very, very seriously, and he usually tells us that you don't necessarily be a leader. It's not necessarily that you are the president of the country or you are the team lead somewhere for you to be a leader. In yourself, you are a leader. So just take that responsibility. You are a leader of your life. You are a leader of your it's an all-encompassing topic. So there was a lot of back and forth. How do I go about this? In putting down my own thoughts, in putting down how my father played that role effectively. So there was a lot of back and forth with regards to that, but at the end of the day, I think it came out well, because my father had already showed that example of being being a leader. So we're able to come up with something fantastic at the end of the day.
Fantastic. So Sarah, my question to you will be that how does your piece connect with the overall theme of the book, knowing fully well that you wrote 6, you were in 6 out of 7? So it must have taken you a bit of sit back to say, I want to make sure that what I'm dropping here, my nuggets here, or my story here, connects well with the overall theme of the book. So how do you think that the connection was done?
Okay, thank you. So for me, my favorite part is still writing about the love that my father expressed. And so for me, I believe that love is at the center. And as Femi spoke about leadership, love is at the center of leadership, because a father is a servant leader, and to lead effectively has to lead from a place of love. So for me, speaking about the love that I saw my father communicate centers around every other thing: provision, leaving a legacy. It starts from a place of love, and I truly hope that everyone that gets a copy of the book would be inspired by that, and then they'll make a decision to show love and to communicate love as fathers.
That's amazing. So on this book, we have 53 contributors. I cannot imagine what it feels like to sit with 53 people to get their thoughts. And we have some contributors that contributed 6 chapters, maybe some 7, maybe some 2, maybe some 1. So Femi, Jide, how was it with you? We have to collaborate with all these other contributors. How was that for you?
It wasn't easy at all. That was the most difficult part of the book. You can imagine that for me to catch 53 people, I probably threw my net to probably more than 100. Some people, it's not like no one, a few people, just very few people told me no. And their telling me no was not born out of no, they don't want to do it. It was just like maybe they didn't have the time and they didn't really catch the vision, so they just, withdrew. But for the most, the other set of people, it was because, I kept on messaging them. They're not, everyone is busy with their own life. So, but yeah, big kudos to the 53 that eventually did this with me. In this 53, you have chartered accountant, fellows,
CEOs, actually.
CEOs. Jimmy Tewe is one of the contributors. It was interesting because there were a few people in Jimmy Tewe's cadre, you can call them celebrity figures. And
I saw IKY is there, the celebrity barber. I saw that.
Is my barber. So it was difficult reaching them, but I mean, it's one of the very few people that, I must acknowledge him responding to me and, obliging me and giving me that time to interview him and get his own story. And for some contributors, I went as far back as some of my lecturers back in the university.
Great.
And there were a few instances where some contributors also were connectors to other contributors.
Oh.
I think Sarah brought maybe like 2 or 3 other contributors for me. Femi also did the same. So that was it really, but it wasn't easy bringing people together. Probably I wish that maybe I did 100 contributors, but at the stage where I decided to leave this book, I was like, this is voluminous enough, let the book just go out there, and then maybe there can be a volume 2. And I should also say that at first the target was set to get the Barack Obamas of this world, Steve Harvey, who else, those very big top shot, because these are people naturally we are being wired to look up to. So we have that sneak feeling at the back of our head that they are the greatest of all. But something dropped in my heart during this whole process. I'm like, you are looking for people that maybe are a little bit beyond my reach at the moment. There are a lot of great people around you where you've worked before, the CEOs, your close friends who are doing great in their careers and stuff like that. Bring all those people together. Stop trying to look for the people that you don't even have them as your direct contact. So yes, I looked within, and I must say that from within it's quite rich enough. And then I also make sure that it transcends all generations. In there you find the generation Alpha. I think that's the youngest generation because they're the current generation that at least they're impressionable and you can they can say something about their dad. I don't know I can't remember what's beneath generation Alpha.
There's Beta now, but Beta is not your impressionable. They're the new babies being born.
Yeah, exactly. And then even when I interviewed my own dad, he said something about my granddad, who is in the silent generation, and I could see the lessons being passed from the silent generation to, I think my dad is baby boomer, and then down to millennial. So yeah, that was the greatest order that I had to cross.
Amazing. Okay, so I guess we can add people person to Jide's skill, because if you're able to bring 53 people together, you're definitely a people person. So let me chip this into this. Femi and Jide actually went to the same school. They are, Bowen, yeah?
Yeah,
I'm not going right. So they are Bowen people.
Correct.
And Sarah and Jide actually are colleagues. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're still friends with your if you still friends with your colleague from
It's over a decade.
It's over a decade.
from your
It's over a
first
decade.
degree, because he has an MBA.
Yeah.
That means like he's really a good people person. So and then there's Sarah. I mean, if she's even willing to do something for a colleague, knowing fully well that if he doesn't do it well, she can look at him with bad eyes next thing. So that actually shows his people's skill, and that's very good. I mean, I'm gonna give you credit for the fact that you were able to understand that you got to use what you have. And one thing that I think I want to draw from what you said is this makes the book relatable.
Yeah.
The fact that you're looking for Barack Obama, I don't relate to him. I don't have that. I don't need the charade and all of those things from being a president. He's got wisdom to give because he has a cabinet of people that he sat with. But he's a president. He's a former president. Steve Harvey moved from poverty to his storyline. Yes, as a father, having to father children that are not even his own children, and having to father his own children. There's a story to it. But like you rightly said, there are stories around us that people can relate to. I want to know that I know Sarah's dad. And I can understand when she says my father loves me, and it comes from this point. I can understand that Femi says my father taught me leadership, because these are people that I can hold and I can touch. They feel relatable to me. And I think that's just saying to people that what you're looking for out there, trust me, if you look within your circle, there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of lessons that you can take from there. And so it's good that while I would still love that you're reaching out for the Steve Harveys and the Barack Obamas of our time, it's a good thing that you were able to see the richness in the people that are around you. That's very, very fantastic. So well done and kudos to you.
And you can imagine that if I was hell-bent on reaching those people, and we don't even have to go too far. Even within Nigeria, the Fasholas, the Ambodis, or Basanjos of this world, it might take
a longer period.
A longer time.
Yeah.
This already took me like 5 years. Of course, work constraints here and there. So this already took me like 5 years. So if I was hell-bent on those people,
it would be taking longer. And the burden on your heart would have continued to press down, get this book out there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask Femi, I'm going to start with you for this question. What did you learn about yourself through the process of contributing to this book? What self-reflections did you have?
Thank you very much. Very lovely question. Right. So, one of the things is that I was able to appreciate my dad more. I was able to appreciate my dad more. That is one thing that I was able to learn. Under all the subtopics, if I can use that word, I was able to, under leadership, under the Christian angle, I was able to appreciate him more. He did this, he did that. It was for my own good, and still for my own good at the end of the day. So, that's one very good thing I was able to, take out.
You mentioned that Femi is a father himself.
Oh, okay.
Happily married with one daughter.
Amazing. Oh, that's lovely. This is good. It's giving a full circle moment. So now you've seen your father, and then and it's good. It's making you reflect on the fact that I'm a father too.
Exactly.
I want someday, who knows, someone can help my daughter and say, "Oh, how's your dad?" And she's like, "Bring book. Let me." Exactly. You can write a story about my dad. That's so good. That's really amazing. Amazing. Okay, so Sarah, my question to you will be this. How has being part of this project influenced your current work, or how do you think it will influence your future work? Now, before Sarah answers that question, I'm going to tell you that Sarah, in and of herself, is an author. I know that she has authored at least one book.
Yes.
Yes, I know one, and I know that one is cooking. So, when I say work, I wanted to put that out there so that you're not just thinking I'm thinking about your work as, our amazing remittance head and all of that. I'm also thinking about work, about what you've written and what you're still going to write. So how has this, contributed to your current work, and how do you think it's contributed to your future work?
Okay, thank you. So for me, first off, it has impacted on my relationship with the male gender, not just fathers. So I've read through the book, I've reviewed the book, and seeing stories from different people brings, just like as Femi has said, a fresh appreciation for the male gender. So it's directly impacting how I relate with the male gender in my work, learning to understand their point of view and to give them the proper appreciation that they require. I've specifically learned that appreciation is a fuel for more. So understanding and appreciating them for me, and I've seen that it has impacted my work. One will continue to impact my work even as I relate with them.
Oh, amazing. That's really, really good. So I'm moving on to my last questions, because there are a couple of things I also like to personally ask Jide. I think that we can pick up some of the things. Trust me, this book was written by a seasoned product manager. Seasoned. Do like this. Trust me. Like Maggie and salt is
the seasoning is still cooking. It's still cooking.
They're just seasoning. We're a marinated product manager, and I'm going to tell you that all of the things he has learned over time as a product manager was actually put into this. So you can imagine that this is a book that was executed with excellence. Trust me, excellence, par excellence is inside. But my questions to my contributors, and as well to Jide over time, is going to be that when you wrote your contributions, Sarah, what did you hope? You mentioned already that you were hoping that people are able to reflect as well. But what were you hoping that people can learn from the little you're able to write? What were you hoping they could learn from that?
Okay, great. So I've basically been highlighting only positive experiences, but it's important to note that people have also had negative experiences.
Sure.
And so Jide has highlighted that my hope was also that if you've had a negative experience, you'll see that there is hope. You don't have to replicate the same pattern that you had experienced. You can do better in your time. And I'm so thankful that Femi here is even like a new generation father. So this is an encouragement to you to say that no matter what you've experienced before, you can be very deliberate about forging a new pattern for your fatherhood.
All right, great. So I'm going to ask you the same question, Femi. What do you think? What do you want your readers to take away from, your contributions?
Okay, brilliant. I mean, first off, like Jide rightly said, I'm also a father, and for the readers, I would like them to see that appreciate fathers more. Appreciate fathers more. I mean, when I became a father, I saw that I was able to appreciate my father more. I was able to appreciate all those things that I did, right? And I put my thoughts out there to enable, the readers appreciate fathers more. So
Amazing.
That's basically
amazing. So I'm going to say something from what Sarah said. I learned with my husband that you can say what you don't want to do. But if you don't know what is right to do, you would fall back doing those things that are wrong to do, that are wrong to do. See, it's not just enough to know that it's wrong. It's not enough to know that, this is not how fatherhood is supposed to be done. It is to know how fatherhood should be done. And this is a memoir for you. Trust me, it is. Because you get to see how fathers did it. Well, if you didn't, some people cannot get air quote closure because their parents are passed. Their father has passed. And all they could remember is how wicked, mean, and they could never understand. They could never tie it together to a place of love. But now you have over 190 plus lessons from 53 people explaining. If you read in between and you allow it settle in your heart, you might just find your father there. And you're able to understand where he was coming from. I know that some people, you be like, this person is just wicked. But sometimes understand that some people just did what they did with what they knew. They did their best with what they had. Maybe if they knew better, maybe they'll do better. But now you are knowing better because somebody has taken that burden, or the Almighty has placed the burden on someone's heart to say, let me give a blueprint to people on how they can do better. And so I'm just putting that out there to say that if you're not sure how to navigate your own relationship with your father, or when you hear the topic, the sins of our fathers, the only thing you can think about is, my daddy did that, he did those. We're saying, understand that, yes, nobody is actually, excluding the hurt and the pain that you might have gone through. But also let us bring it into a positive light for you. Can you gain some strength? Can you gain some healing? Can you forgive so that you can also move forward and forge ahead with your life? And that's one of the things I believe that this book is going to do for you. So, Jide, I asked you earlier what the idea behind the book was, and I know that you had, said what the idea, behind the book was, what brought it about. But my question to you now is going to be that when a Queen picks the book up, when a Sarah picks the book up, when a Femi picks the book up, when a Toba picks the book up, what are you hoping that we're able to learn? What are you hoping that we're able to see? What's the major thing? One of the first things that you will hope that nobody misses. There are a lot of things that you want people to learn, but what's that one thing that you don't want them to miss out on?
First of all, for them to understand that with the title, it's really just an irony. We were just playing with words. And when they say don't judge a book by its cover, this is
one
it.
of those books.
Because when people just hear, they just want to think the negative. No, it's not the negative. And there's a moral behind not even making it the negative. It's because, especially for someone like me, I can't talk negative of a part that I haven't walked in yet. Probably going to be married in a few years. I always like to place a caveat on it. I don't know, as much as I'm prepared for it, I don't know what will happen during those years. Well, I hope for the best and everything, but that's the reason why we cannot talk negative of the past, because it's going to be like, oh, very soon you would soon be a father. Let's see how you're going to do yours. And that's not also taking away the fact that we shouldn't reflect on the negative, but we said those negative things, but from a positive standpoint. So I'll take one story to just buttress this point. Somebody in the book you readers have to go find it. Says that his father was he learned contentment from the dad. And while that is good, he also went on to say that the dad was not the one that would be asking people for money and all those things. But then the bad part to contentment was he saw the dad slip through his problems. What we have in today's lingua, I can't come and kill myself. So anything the father did not have the means or the resources for, the father just slept it out. And then he said in the book that is taking contentment on the left hand, and then with more strategic drive and all, is going out more, is meeting people more to say, oh, these are the plans I've got, this is how you can fit into it, and not asking people for money. And so he's not doing what the dad didn't want to do, but he's also improving on what's that great lesson from the dad. So when you read it, you read in between the lines, you realize that, okay, we are teaching you contentment is good. We are also not saying you should not start asking people for money, but show people your plan, show people your vision, where you are going, make them see the reason why they should believe in you. I mean, take for example the writing of the book. All I was just asking from the contributors really was, can I just get your story? What lessons did you learn from that? So yeah, that's it.
Amazing. So contentment is great, but self-value so that you're able to afford the contentment. All right. So like I said earlier, I mean, a couple of us here are actually product managers. I'm a product manager. Sarah is a product manager. Are you a product manager?
No.
No, okay.
No,
So it's not. So 3 versus 1. We actually have 3 product managers, and 1 is a banker. Actually, I know he's a banker.
Yeah,
he's a banker.
Well, you can call me a product manager.
He's a product
Because I think
manager.
he even wants to pivot.
We have banking products.
See? So you are surrounded by product managers,
Yes.
excellent people. That's the most important part. And I picked this book. I'm laughing because I picked them and I found out that there's a product manager's book musings. In case, please explain. Explain why I'm having 25 principles that has to do with product management, as well as a book roadmap. I mean, product roadmap, I understand. Book roadmap.
Okay, so what I was just trying to do there was I have one life, and I should be able to reflect that life in everything that I do. Take, for example, Jide borrowed Vival when he was going for the governorship. There was a way he was all just strategizing when he was talking to people. People were like, they can really see that this guy is an architect, because he almost looks like every conversation he was having, he was, demonstrating and all. So I just tried to show myself as much as possible in the book, and all that I've learned, make sure that I put it in the book. And then again, it's just a lesson for PMs out there. Product is not all about mobile apps and web apps. In everything that you do, you are almost like it's a product. You have this table, you have to think, oh, I don't want it to take so much space. How do I make the leg to be very fine and all that? Do I want it to float in the air, maybe just attached to the wall? So everything we do is product, really. And so I tried not to separate my 9 to 5 from my, I'll call it, side gig. So yes, that's essentially what I was trying to do there.
All right. So from what Jide has said, he has said that he has brought his life as a product manager into the book. So he has told you, he has even given you product managers not just lessons for fathers, as well as tips and here and there for product managers. So that is so amazing. And we have come to the end of this amazing conversation. I'm going to tell you that I had a very fun time being here. I learned things. I understood things better. And I'm going to say that please, as much as possible, please get a copy, read it. And please allow, if you feel like you've done some things to your dad or to the father figure in your life, because not everybody, some of us lost our fathers very early on and all of that. So if you feel like you've done some things to your father figures or to the male figures in your life, please do well to reach out to them. And it's something that Sarah said earlier. It's not about fathers, it's also about the male figures that you have in your life. I mean, we had a conversation, in our private time, and we're talking about the fact that we're learning what it feels like to have male figures in our life that aren't just about, it's a man, it's a boy. We're enjoying having brothers in other men. We're enjoying having fathers in other men. And this book couldn't have come at a better time for that. So I'm going to be saying a goodbye from me, and then Jide.
Just before the goodbye, on landing the point, because we cannot interview everybody in the world, there's a blank page. Yeah, it says write your own beautiful story. So we expect that if dad is no longer, blank page before, at the end of each chapter, there are 7 chapters. We expect that, if dad is no longer with us, bless his soul, write something to that man who played the fatherly role. It could be your brother, it could be your uncle, it could even be your mother in father figure. We have some contributors like that. So, that's the reason why you should get a copy. So, that's bye from me.
Jide is our author, and Sarah.
Thank you. I really just want to say that if you're a male listening to this, you're going to be a great father. It depends on you, so make it happen.
Oh, that's so interesting. That's so assuring. And to our father, the one father in our midst. Oh, Father, Lord.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here. I mean, it's an honor. And all the best to all the fathers in the world, let me put it that way, and the aspiring fathers as well. I mean, this book, I'll use this book as a guide through fatherhood. I'm just 2 years into fatherhood, so I'll use it as a guide.
Take it from someone who is a father. He's telling you that this is a very good guide for your fatherhood. So please read it. Please drop your comments. And as much as possible, write a story to that father figure in your life. Thank you very much for being here, for watching this with us. Bye.